So here's my first question for you.
Yeah.
Because it was eye-opening for me when the statistics from BizBuySell in terms of how many businesses actually get sold that are listed on that platform. So my question for you is, do you always advertise one of your listings, business listings, on BizBuySell? Are there any other platforms that you would recommend putting the business for sale on?
BizBuySell is probably the largest business marketplace. So I typically would put it in BizBuySell unless it's just a larger business that's not appropriate there. Like, you know, if you have something that's $10-15 million listing, probably you're not going to put it in BizBuySell. Then you're going to go directly to private equity firms and your buyer database. And so it depends on the size of it depends on the listing. Whatever the engagement is, you have to kind of figure it out. There are other platforms for larger types of engagements. So like Axial is one of them. And Axial is something where they charge buyers to be on their platform, but they don't charge brokers to put listings into it. So it's a little bit reverse from the way BizBuySell works. And so you can put your information in there and it'll disseminate out to buyers that, you can figure out what types of buyers would be interested in it. There's a lot of private equity groups, family offices, and things like that subscribe to Axial. So that's a good source to have an account at for a little bit larger listings. You're not going to put anything in Axial that's under $1 million. Bizben used to be, there's a site called bizben.com. It used to be California only businesses. Because of that, if you're here in California, you still want to put everything into Bizben as well as BizBuySell. But now they're nationwide. I don't know how many other states actually do put things into Bizben. I know for California, it's important, but even so, if you look at where your leads come from on smaller businesses, the majority of them are coming from BizBuySell. So there's also BizQuest, but BizBuySell and BizQuest are both owned by CoStar now. BizQuest, businessbroker.net, I believe is owned by somebody in the UK. There's something, it used to be called Merger Network, and now it's called Deal. I forget. I'll have to look it up. But there's another one called Global BX where you can list businesses for sale. You just get very few leads or very minimal response from some of those other sites. So yeah, and the thing about BizBuySell and the reason that the statistics are so poor in terms of the number of businesses actually sold is because like we've said, there's 33 states that don't require any kind of licensing at all. You also have for sale by owner in BizBuySell. And so you have a business owner that just says, hey, I think I want $500,000 for my business, and they'll put it up there, but they don't have any financials or anything to support the value that they're asking. And so, and you have a lot of brokers out there, not necessarily business brokers, but you have a lot of commercial brokers that will, same thing. They don't understand, they haven't been trained necessarily in how to value a business. So the way they value it is just ask the seller, what do you want? And seller gives them a number, and that's what they put out in BizBuySell. So that's really the reason that the statistics are so poor and that you've got 6 or 7% of all the businesses that actually sell. Because most of what's out there, there's no way that they can support the asking price. And so it doesn't sell.